Okay.
Right, so which of those are you choosing?
I'll have the, is that important?
What, you want to do it now? I was just
Oh, yeah,
Come on, let's give it this one now, yeah, come on. It's
Alright.
Christmas Eve, open one, come on.
You know I don't like anteaters.
Why?
Okay, so I should just point out to people that as far as Carl is convinced, the stories that he's about to relate are absolutely 100% true.
Yeah.
You be the judge of whether
You've seen them on the internet, of course they're true, go on.
Anteaters, yeah.
Why don't you like them?
I've told you before, I just don't, sort of... It annoys me that an animal's named after what it eats. You don't need
Yeah,
them.
but it didn't choose it, did it?
Yeah, but if there's nothing else that it can be called, it's like, oh, what's it do? I don't know. What's it eating? It's eating ants, right, let's call it an anteater. It's not good enough.
But why are you annoyed at it, though, for someone else calling it being lazy?
It obviously doesn't do anything else. Do you know what I mean?
But what do you want it called? The Chartered Surveyor?
Well, whatever, just a proper name.
What's the proper name?
Well, I'm just saying...
But tell me an animal that's a proper name to you.
A beaver. That's pretty good.
Why is that a proper name?
It doesn't matter anyway, I don't understand what they're about.
Alright, you and anteaters have got issues.
Right, okay. Sometimes I genuinely don't understand what his thought processes are. Go on, right, okay, you don't like anteaters because they just eat ants and that's what they're named after, go on.
Do you know that an anteater
Yeah.
can, stick its tongue in and out 160 times in a minute?
No, didn't know that.
Right?
Okay. Okay.
Oh, it's rubbish.
Thanks.
No, but do you think that's good? Because
I don't know
What do you mean? Shall I call Norris McWhirter? What do you mean, do I think that's good? What, compared to what?
You see, I read it and thought, so what? So it's interesting.
Well, we think so what as well.
So you still put it down as something interesting to tell me?
No, but it's the fact that that is meant to be amazing. I did
Who's claiming it's
148.
amazing?
I did 148 last night in a minute, right?
Great record! Oh! Well, hold on. There's my nipple. How many could you do if it meant you had to touch my nipple at the end? £2,000. Burn Baby Bear on XFM 104.9. We do talk twaddle.
Oh, God.
I mean, I don't know why we haven't got we haven't got any complaints, have we?
No
We've
listeners.
had one.
No one listening.
No, it must be that, because Kilroy, he's probably got a big show, and it's all over the place,
Yeah.
but, you know, mind you, you know, I'd be annoyed if he'd have said that about me.
Yeah.
But he's got to be careful who he annoys, because he will end up having to move him with Salman Rushdie. Do you know what I mean?
Is Salman, is he still on the run?
No, he's out.
They forget him,
I've
don't
seen him twice. I think he's out all the time now. I bet his flat's a pigsty.
Sure.
It was not neat when he was living with 400 CIA people and a couple of...
You remember he went into hiding, I think it was mid-80s, I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, something like
He went into hiding, he was in there, he was hiding, basically, surrounded by security guards, confined to his flat, for about 10 years or something.
I'd have thought so, yeah.
Have you ever seen a picture of his missus?
Yeah, are you annoyed?
Well, I mean, man alive, she's like I think she's like a former Miss India or something. Stunning.
Yeah.
Have you seen a picture of him? I mean, he might be a great man and a talented writer and an intellectual fella, but, Jesus. Do something with the beard.
Well, yeah, but he's busy, isn't he?
What?
He's busy writing
How
stuff.
did he pull her? When he was just basically in there? In his flat?
I don't know. Internet.
Possibly.
Just got to know him, and then she kept saying, send a picture. He goes, no, I'm not sending a picture, come round.
Yeah. Read some of the books, they're brilliant.
They're brilliant. She goes, well, yeah, now I'm in love with you. Let's have a look. Alright, well, I'm in love with you now, so...
Yeah. You know, he's going, got my own place.
Got my own place, yeah. I got a few staff.
Yeah,
There's a few other people hanging around.
Exactly.
Don't worry about
You
it.
know, I'm in a lot.
I'll tell you something else that'll annoy you.
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking, not only married, but dumped her for his, nurse.
Extraordinary, isn't it?
So he's pulling birds left, right and centre.
Well, you know, it's true that I mean, not so much now, but years ago I was not the ladies' man.
But you are now.
really.
You weren't sort of suave and sophisticated. You
No,
weren't,
no, exactly.
you weren't the James Bond type that you've,
I wasn't the
Well,
James Bond of TV comedy.
Because I
the way am
remember
now.
Carl, when you first met him about 3 years ago, what did you think?
Just a bit odd.
I love it!
And that's coming from him.
I know, yeah.
But I'll tell you what used to really annoy me, talking of, do you remember there was that story, I think it was a world record-breaking attempt, there was a bloke, I think it was up in a car park, in a pub car park, in sort of Leeds or something.
No, Mansfield. It was a car park in Mansfield, and he broke the record for being buried alive.
Being buried alive.
I mean, and he was literally in a casket, like, not David Blaine out in the lovely sunshine with loads of Jonathan Ross waving to you.
Yeah.
No, none of that. Paul McCartney calling you
stuff.
you know what I mean? He was buried alive in the dark with just a tube.
Yeah.
For communication.
I think he was buried about 10 feet underground. There's a tube which people would communicate and send stuff
put water down and
I remember reading the story. I was interested in it. I remember reading it, and there was one element of the story.
You would think it was a cheap holiday.
Well,
you're not going to pay those prices. 400 quid, whole seasons, you're having a laugh. That's nothing. Mansfield car park.
And, there was an element. It said in the news report, it said that while he was down in the ground, he began and ended a relationship with a woman. While he was down there, some fan who was a fan of what he was doing, he started communicating with her through the tube. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but they began a relationship, and it ended. And I have to say, I remember thinking, you know, when you read that there's a man...
How did it end?
Well,
why did you go that this isn't working? Yeah, that's twice you've stood me up.
Yeah.
Well, I can't get out, can I?
But I remember thinking at the time, you know, as I say, I was not the sort of, the ladies' man that I am now. I remember at the time reading it and thinking, there's a bloke, you know, he's pulling women 10 feet underground through a tube.
Through a tube. I'm out and about with some of the most expensive hair products on the market.
I've got to sit down and ask myself some very serious questions.
Oh dear.
Extraordinary. I don't know if he did the world record attempt. I don't know if he broke it. I don't know how that happened, but good luck to him.
What do you mean a hole though? Like what? A proper thing, or is he moving about? How big is it?
No, it was just that. I think it was just buried alive in a casket. I don't know, just down there, probably down on his back maybe, just waiting for little bits of water.
But could he get out if he wanted to?
Well, yeah, he could say, "Can you get me out?" He couldn't just leave and then come back. There was people.
So someone's there then?
No, they buried him and were saying, "Wow, we better go back in a couple of weeks, see how he's doing." What do you mean, someone's there? Of course, there's someone there. Norris McWhirter for one, I'd imagine, going 3 days, just a few more to go.
And why
is it Norris or who's alive? Russ or Norris?
I think it's Norris.
Right,
yeah.
It annoys me a bit, all this sort of, you know, getting in a hole and in a box and all that, and people going, oh, that's good. I mean, if he was doing something when he was down there, making something or whatever, you'd go, that's quite clever, but I don't understand all the fuss about, I don't know, people are just making a fuss about things that aren't that clever these days. It's just, you know what I mean?
I don't reckon he beat Anne Frank's record.
No, I think she's got the record.
I know, yeah, and she did something, she wrote a book. So you must think that she's pretty good then.
Yeah, but at least she did something.
Yeah, I know, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I mean. There's some fuss, about a woman who's going up Everest on a bike, right? Someone's walked it. That's harder than going on a bike.
No, it's not.
Of course it is.
Of course it's not.
Of course it is.
Not
Walking's
uphill.
better than... Riding about on a bike's better than walking everywhere.
Yeah, but not uphill.
Well...
No? Don't agree with me. Why do people get off their bike and walk it up a hill?
They don't always, that's the people...
No, but why do they? When people are going up a hill on a bike, but they get off and push the bike...
Just saying.
No, why is that?
Doesn't matter.
Do you think it's 'cause it's harder? They go, I'll tell you what, this should be a lot easier on the bike, but I'll tell you what, I want a bit of a challenge. I'll get up and walk up this hill. You dopey.
Go along then, clap for her and that. You know what I mean? When someone's doing a London Marathon in a car, you can go and clap them, because that's just the same as far as I'm concerned. It's not hard.
Play a record. So Alive. Ryan Adams on XFM, 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. For the last time.
Well, you might do some other stuff later.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, for a little while at least.
Well, we won't be around for, foreseeable future. Better things to do, bigger fish to fry.
Oh, but you got your music show that you'll do, that should be good.
Yeah. The other radio stations are more interesting.
I think we've just got enough energy left for the last 35 minutes.
Yeah.
We've given him a lot, Steve.
We've given him a lot.
We've come in here, week in, week out, every Saturday. Never late.
We've always given them, 30%. Really poor. We've got 30% of energy.